Good afternoon, Control Alt listeners, and welcome to another exciting episode of Control Alt Listen. In fact, welcome to Season 2 of Control Alt Listen. And in Season 2, we have a very special segment called Humans at OpenText. Why have we decided to launch Humans at OpenText on Control Alt Listen? Is at OpenText, we believe that software is a team sport. Selling is a team sport. So most of the time, our customers, our clients, and our partners really engage with our account executives, solution consultants, but we're a company of 24,000 individuals who all make and contribute to the success of our team. And with me today, I have Josephine Galla, who's just joined us at OpenText, and she's one of the first humans at OpenText that I'm interviewing. So, Josephine, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Josephine, thank you so much firstly for joining the show and for joining OpenText. And as I said, this segment is about humans at OpenText. So can you tell us a little bit about Josephine, where you've come from, and who you are?
Well, so I am the new sales director for Czechia and the rest of Eastern Europe. I have joined about 8 weeks ago, so I am 5 minutes into the role. I came from SAP. I've been spending 16 years as an IT executive in SAP around the world. So I started in Germany, went to China, then I went to Singapore, was leading Southeast Asia for a while as an industry principal, if you want, an expert in industries. And then I came to Eastern Europe, where I spent another 4 years, and I decided also to get married in the last 12 weeks. So now, as we discussed earlier, I have 1 husband, 2 cats, and 7 motorcycles.
Wow. That's really good. Josephine, most of the time, or when I'm speaking to individuals at OpenText, they've generally been here for a long time. So, they've ingrained in the culture. It's nothing new. But I think what's interesting for me is understanding, as a new employee, what has been your experience in the first 8 weeks at OpenText?
Well, I have to say, coming from a very big MNC, I was expecting similar rigor in a way by OpenText, and I was blown away about how easy some of the things are. You can reach executives real quick when you need support. The teams have a can-do attitude. Yeah. There is a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit that I really like, and the people culture at OpenText is really something that I've been longing for and finally found it.
Great. So, you touched on such an important point that people are the foundation of our culture. You work in Poland, you German?
Yes.
As an example. How have you find the interaction between individuals? Because, finding your way around the organization could be quite daunting, being the size that we are. What's your experience been?
Well, it's always about adjusting a little bit to the respective local cultures. That's one thing. But if you set the ground rules, if you want to call it a rule, to say we are OpenText, then things become a lot easier, and it doesn't matter if you are based somewhere in the United Arab Emirates or in the UK or in Berlin, or as I am based in Bucharest. In the end, the bridges that are being built are actually built by the brand OpenText and by the people working for it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I want to touch on a little bit of a sensitive conversation, right? A lot of the time we talk about diversity and inclusion in a company. Being a female in the business, what has your experience been like, and can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, one of the reasons I did join OpenText was the diversity and inclusion, not just agenda and label. It was actually a conversation that I had with my now boss, Sandra, who quite praised the culture of OpenText and how inclusive OpenText really is. And it's hard to judge after 8 weeks, but what I can say is that I have felt never as comfortable as a female in IT, in a leadership role, with everything that I'm doing as I've done at OpenText. I have to say the culture is quite lived, and it is not used like a shield, not used like a label, not
Yes.
just used to like look good in the press. It is actually there and it is embedded in the DNA. And I love that about OpenText.
That's amazing to hear. It's so refreshing to hear that kind of conversation. Now, OpenText as a brand, I think in terms of software and in terms of industry, is a really, really strong brand, right? But from a consumer perspective, not many people know OpenText. So, being new in the organization, is there any advice you could give to individuals who are looking for a career at OpenText?
Well, overall, there's an advice I would give to OpenText, like do good and talk about it, which means our talents are everybody in the market, not just the people that are actively applying. If you are at a point right now thinking about a career change, like I did after 16 years with the same company, for me it was also time to see what else is out there. Actually do consider OpenText and maybe pick up the phone and call somebody and really learn how cool OpenText is, because it's not as much out there for people that are looking or thinking. OpenText may not come, at top of mind. So from my perspective, we need to talk more about it, and actually people need to start thinking more about OpenText. It should be there, and we are a sexy brand to work for.
So today we are at the Poland Summit in Warsaw. Being new in the organization, a sales director that's leading the business, you've heard some of the technology conversations that have happened today that are probably new for you, that you were not aware of. What are some of your key takeaways?
Well, I think one major key takeaway that I actually took from your presentation, by the way, is that there's two ways to go about AI. Actually, there's three. One is to just look at it and say it's there. One is to talk about it as a technological concept. And then the third one is how we do actually embed it in our business applications and how we create value for our customers. And I think that is a major key takeaway, to see how Aviator is really helping to reduce some time on tasks that would cost me usually like a day or two if I want to find out about policies, get a summary, ideally in my language, not in a different language. I think that is a major key takeaway, not just talk about AI, but actually do it.
Yeah, and I think, that's some of the fun things about working at OpenText is you get to play with the technology in-house. I mean, because we are really strong advocate of using our own technology before going to a customer. So thank you very much, Josephine. Thank you so much for your time and sharing a little bit of insight with us around your experience at OpenText. I really enjoyed meeting you and having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So thank you for joining us for the Humans at OpenText segment on Control Alt Listen. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on the latest episodes coming out. Thank you very much. Take care.